everyone. Good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's session. How are you all? Today is Unit 2, PPB Module A. Okay, topic name is AML KYC Guidelines. Okay, so this is a very lengthy chapter, anti-money laundering and know your customer policy. There are actually two things or two very detailed topic in this chapter. There is AML and there is KYC guidelines. So we are going to discuss the overview of the chapter. The most important thing, first of all, I am not going to explain each and everything in detail. Why? Because if you want to have each and everything in detail, point per point, each and every topic, then you should or you can join a new batch that is coming from tomorrow at Oliveboard app. Okay, so just please, everyone, just please comment once about the audio and video of the class. Is everything is working fine or not? Just please comment once about the audio and video of the class. Is everything is good? Is everything is working fine? Yes or no, guys? Okay, done. So let's start with today's topic and let's start with the AML KYC guideline. Okay, so let's start with the very first thing, that is money laundering. First of all, what is money laundering? Okay, money laundering, money, you all know. Laundering means to clean. Means what is this term? That is to clean money. When we are in need to clean money, means the money is dirty and the dirty money comes from the illegal activities. So money laundering is a process where money are earned from the illegal activities like smuggling or trafficking or anything, and these money are induced into the financial system in such a way that it is earned from a legitimate source. Means earning the money from the illegal activity and then taking the process to complete it, clean it, to inject it in the environment, in the Indian economy, as if they are earned from a legitimate source, then it is known as money laundering. Okay, so money laundering is process of what? Is a process whereby the origin of the fund is generated from the criminal activities and is induced into the economy, into the financial system, at it was appeared or it is originated from some legal or legitimate source. Okay, now next is, what are stages of money laundering? So if we talk about the different stages of money laundering, we have different stages of money laundering, or different stages of money laundering is defined here. First of all, the first stagement is known as the placement. Second stage is known as layering, and the third stage is known as the integration. So these three process actually complete the whole process of money laundering. Because see, money laundering is to make the illegal money as if it is the legal one, or inducing it into the financial system in such a way that it is originated from a legal or legitimate source. First of all, when we talk about the what first stage of money laundering, the very first stage is when a person is earning the illegal money from any illegal activity. Means, first of all, see this picture. Here, the person is earning the illegal money. There need to have a illegal money so that we can launder it. Okay, so first of all, the very first process is the person is earning this money from the illegal activities like smuggling or drugs or trafficking or anything. Now, second stage is known as placement. Placement means placing this dirty money, placing this illegal money into the Indian financial system or into different multiple accounts. See, if I have earned some illegal money, the next step is what? Placing this money into the bank accounts, or placing this money into the legal bank accounts or into the financial system. That is known as placement. So first of all, a person is earning some illegal money. Second process is he or she is placing that money into the multiple bank account to make it appear like it is earned from a legitimate or the legal source. Okay. Third, now process comes that is known as layering. Now, what is meant by layering? Now, these funds actually are layered with a lot of financial or legal transaction. See, I have placed a good amount of illegal money into my account. Now I want to hide that money. Now I want to hide that money from any of the eyes. Means I don't want that anyone should notice on this hefty amount which I have deposited in my account. So I starting layering this fund through various or multiple legal transactions so that it can be hidden. So second thing is these funds are now passed through different financial transactions. Now there are different financial transactions that are done over and above these funds so as it can be hidden, so that the funds are layered with some legal transaction so that it can be hidden that what from what source it can be earned. Okay. Now final stage is to what? Integrated. Integration means what? Now this money now is being used or utilized to buy certain asset. This is the complete process. And now this money is laundered. Now this money is being placed into the legal activity. This is known as the money laundering. So first process is what? Earning this money from the illegal activity. Now, if you have earned this money in from the any illegal activity, the second process is that you have to place it in the legal financial system into multiple accounts. Okay. Now you are placing it into the multiple legal accounts to make it appear like it is earned from a legitimate source. Now third is what? Layering these transactions. See, in order to avoid any type of suspicious, or in order to avoid, or in order to hide the source of these funds, now these funds are layered with the legal financial transaction so as to make it safe from the different eyes. Now the final thing is placing or integration this of this fund. Now integration means you are collecting this fund, and now this money is used to acquire some asset in the economy, and finally whatever the illegal money you have earned from the illegal activities, this money has been utilized to acquire some legal asset. The whole process is known as money laundering. I hope you have all understood what is money laundering. So let us just read the definition one. Placement: the fund from criminal activities are introduced into the financial system. Typically, this is done through deposit in multiple account. Now you have to deposit it into multiple account. This is the very first stage of the money laundering. Second is layering. Layering means what? These funds will pass through numerous financial transactions. In these accounts, several layers of funds are transferred. It helps hiding the source of these funds. I've already told you, I have already explained you. Now the third thing, the last step is the integration. The last step is collecting these funds and lying in multiple accounts, which you have laid down in different multiple accounts. You are integrating this fund, and then this fund are used to deploy or invest into some legal business activity or to acquire some asset into a legitimate manner. This is the whole process of the money laundering. Simple, easy, everyone? Yes or no? Yes or no? Very easy. This is the stages of the money laundering. Okay. Now, next is very easy. What is the money laundering offenses? Money laundering offenses actually is defined under different section of PMLA Act. Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Why? Because see, money laundering leads to different type of activities which are not good for the economy. For example, money laundering, laundering money or laundered money is used to finance terrorism. This money is actually used for some criminal activities. These money are used for different type of activities which are harmful for the society. Now this needs to be stopped, yes or no? Because money laundering is an illegal activity, and in whole world there is an organization which is known as FATF, Financial Action Task Force. Financial Action Task Force is responsible for what maintaining or prevention of money laundering in different countries. See, Financial Action Task Force release the list like a gray list or black list, in which the countries are named. If they are if a Financial Action Task Force sees that okay, this country is actually involved in money laundering, it is confirmed. They have the what? They have the sources and they have all the supporting documents. Now this country is listed into the blacklist. And when there is a suspicion on any activity of any country, now FATF has some doubt. Okay, this can involve in a criminal activity or money laundering or may not be. So if they are in the confusion state, then that country is listed into the gray list. And by these they keep on watching that whatever the funds the countries have, these funds are from the legal sources. These funds are utilized for the legal activities, not money laundering or terrorist financing. So Financial Action Task Force in the whole world just look after this money laundering, prevention of money laundering. Okay, now what are the money laundering offenses? First of all, Section 45 of PMLA, Prevention of Money Laundering, stipulate that all the offenses under the PMLA are deemed to be cognizable and non-bailable offense. What is cognizable? Means in this you are arrested without any warrant. See, if there is any doubt that you are involved in money laundering process, so this is actually defined as the cognizable crime under Section 45 of PMLA, Prevention of Money Laundering Act. And cognizable means what? Means you are deemed to be arrested or you are arrested without any warrant. And non-bailable, obviously you will not get bail in this offense. Second, Section 4 of this act defines punishment for money laundering. See, the punishment is not less than 3 years. You are bound to go to jail, and the imprisonment should not be less than 3 years, and it may extend up to 7 years also, depending upon the gravity of the offenses, means whatever the crime you have. And in case the drugs is involved or any type of psychotropic substances is involved, then the maximum jail, the jail may extend to 10 years. This is very important. So this section 45 of PMLA Act define the money laundering offenses, and it defines the money laundering as the what? Cognizable. It defines money laundering as the cognizable and non-bailable offense. And the imprisonment, if we talk about the jailing process, so it should not less than 3 years. It may extend to 7 years, and in some cases it may extend to 10 years also. So these are the money laundering offenses. Okay, now next, the very important part, know your customer policy. What is the know your customer policy, KYC policy, that you all know, and you all know more than me? Why? Because see, earlier when bank don't have this know your customer policy, bank do what? Bank, if anyone is coming to the bank to open the account, bank used to take the introduction of that new customer with any of the existing customer or any of the employees of the bank. Okay, this is actually not possible in every cases. For example, if the bank is opening the new branch, so how should the introduction of this can be taken from the existing employee, because there is no existing employee or no existing customer of this newly opened branch. So now the bank has introduced a new way for the introduction of the customer, and this is known as know your customer policy, KYC. KYC is actually a mandatory process of identifying. This is what this is termed as a mandatory process of identifying the client's identity and the process to check that this is correct or not. Means, for example, I am Afreen Asmat and I am going to a bank and I am saying that I have to open a saving account. Now the bank how the bank can believe that I am Afreen Azmat, I am not imposing anyone. So the bank follows the process of know your customer. Means the customer should have to submit the supporting documents which justify your identity. So KYC is what? Is the mandatory process of checking the customer's identity by what? By different supporting document. And to the process, in this KYC process, it is actually what? It is actually making sure that the client is actually the genuine client, what he or she is claimed to be. Means if I'm claiming that I'm Afreen Asmat, the KYC process need to ensure that I am Afreen Asmat, I am not imposing anyone. So KYC is the mandatory process of checking the customers or the client's identity. Okay, so if we talk about the before the introduction of KYC, obviously the guidelines of RBI, the bank practice was to obtain an introduction from the new customer for a new customer from an existing customer or for a certain period or from a certain staff member. But now bank has introduced a new way that is known as KYC, is the mandatory process of identifying and verifying the client's identity when opening an account and periodically over time. This is known as the KYC, that is know your customer policy. Okay, now know your customer policy. In know your customer policy, always remember the customer risk categorization is very important thing. So under know your customer policy, the customer is actually characterized into three main categories. And what are these three main categories? First is high risk customer. Second is medium risk, and the last is low risk customer. See, what is a high risk customer? For example, if any of the customer are highly engaged in the cash transaction, means there is a jeweler or there is a political person, political party, and they are actually involved in a lot of cash transaction, so these customers are considered as the high risk customer. Now, for example, bank is opening account of a person. For example, I have simple transaction in my bank account. Oliveboard is crediting my salary on every one of the month. Okay, I'm utilizing that salary. Everything is good. I'm not dealing in much cash, so I am considered as a low risk customer. So see, know your customer policy or under KYC process, there is a risk categorization, and the risk categorization of the customer, a customer depending upon their profile, depending upon their financial transaction, it is divided into three categories. And the three categories are: first is the low risk customer, second is medium, and third is the high risk customer. Okay, and the review of this risk categorization is carried out at least every 6 months. Means, if the bank has uh, kept a name of a customer in a high risk customer profile, now it is not necessary that it should remain a high risk customer at all time. No, bank actually review the profile of the customers in every 6 months, and in every 6 months they take the decision whether to shift the profile of that person to medium or low, or from low to medium to high, or to remain the same status. Okay, so the risk categorization, always remember, there are three type of customer, three type of risk categorization done between a customer, and this risk categorization should periodically checked on what should periodically checked in every 6 months. Clear? Yes or no? Done? Good. So let's revise the whole thing with the very first basic. First is money laundering. Money laundering is the process of cleaning the money. Cleaning the money means the money which is originated from the illegal activity and it is induced into the financial system as if it is earned from a legal or a legitimate source. The three stages of money laundering. First of all, earning that money from the illegal activity. Second, the layering or placement of this money into the financial system or into multiple bank accounts. Third, layering these funds with a lot of legal financial transaction so as to ensure that there should be there that these the sources of these funds should be hidden. And the last thing is integrating this fund to buy some legal asset or to invest in some legal business activities. Okay, so these are the stages of the money laundering. Money laundering offenses, these are defined under section 45 as well as section 4. The jailing or imprisonment is not less than 3 years and this may extend up to 7 years, and in some cases it may extend up to what, to 10 years also. Know your customer policy, I have already defined you what is know your customer policy. Okay, it is what, it is the mandatory process to check the customer identity and to verify it that the customer is genuine and the customer is not imposing anyone. Okay, now under know your policy, under KYC, there is a risk categorization of the customer, and the risk categorization of the customer is done into three parts. There is a low risk customer, high risk customer, and medium risk customer. And this is actually what the risk categorization review is done in every 6 months. Clear? Done? Perfect. If you have any doubt till now, you can ask. If you have any doubt till now, you can ask. Okay, no doubt. Okay, let's start with the question. Some of the question. First of all, customers are typically characterized into dash risk categorization. Everyone, customers are typically characterized in dash risk categorization. Means in how many risk categorization a customer is done. Everyone, please answer the question. The risk categorization of the customer, in how many units or in how many parts a customer is divided. So three, there are three risk categorization of the customer. There is a low risk customer, there is a medium risk customer, and there is a high risk customer. Clear? Done? Okay, next. Now, which of the following describe the money laundering process? Placement, layering, integration. We have to select the correct answer. The money laundering process involve which of the following? Everyone, the money laundering process involve which of the following? Everyone, guys, please, everyone. Okay, so yes, there is a placement, there is layering and integration. Means all of the above is the correct answer. Okay, so this is a simple overview of the chapter. There are a lot of things that is involved in this chapter, and if you want to learn each and everything is detailed, you can join the new batch which is coming from tomorrow. See, there is a new batch for your October November cycle. Okay, October November examination cycle. There is a new batch that is coming from tomorrow in the Oliveboard app. You can all join in this new batch. Okay, so this new batch orientation will be there at 8 p.m. I request every student to join that orientation to get a clear overview of this batch. So this batch will be in English also, this batch will be in English also, means this is for Hindi plus English, and this will in the English medium only also. Okay, I will be teaching PPB and IEIFS in English medium for all of you. So guys, if you want to enroll in this batch, you can just log into Oliveboard app and select the upcoming course. Okay, thank you so much everyone. Now, what are the features of this batch? How can we join this batch? For all this information, there is a new batch orientation session which will be live at 8 p.m. with all the 4 educators which are teaching in this batch. Okay, so just come and join that 8 p.m. session also. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Till then, take care. Bye bye, guys. Take care, everyone. Bye, everyone. Take care.